Hello, friends. As I promised you in my previous videos that I'll be bringing a lot of friends and a lot of industry experts from the DevOps and cloud space. So continuing in that series, today we have Sivakumar Mani, who is a DevOps engineer at Standard Chartered Bank and brings in a lot of experience, very active on social media platform. So we will be talking about what is industry looks like, uh, what sort of changes in DevOps and cloud space we have, any impact of AI on this. Uh, we'll talk about what sort of activities the freshers can perform. There is a bit for people who are switching from different streams to DevOps and cloud, and a bit of roadmap, the frequently used tools in the industry. So we will get some sort of idea from Siva today. And before any sort of delay, let's get started. Hi Siva, I have been following your content from quite some time on different platforms, be it LinkedIn. I was just curious if you can talk a little bit about yourself, your journey into DevOps and cloud, what sort of experience you have, and uh, any sort of resources that really helped you reach there.
Okay. Thank you, Sanjeev, having me here. Okay. So, yeah, thank you. So, first of all, let me introduce myself. Okay. So, my name is Sivakumar. Okay. So, I have started. Okay. So, once I done my post graduation from Vellore Institute of Technology in computer application, master in computer applications. Okay. So, I get into this, my first company. Okay. September 2007, I started my career. Okay. So slowly when I get into this industry, right? So as like okay, other people like okay, so how other freshers how they are get into this job, right? Similarly, okay. So in 2007, okay. So when we get into this industry, right? It was that okay. So uh, uh, I feel like okay. So everything is different, and also okay. So I started as a trainee. Okay, for after it went for okay 6 months to 7 to 8 months. Okay, post that okay, then we assigned for some of the projects. When started working on it, okay. So post that okay, after starting working on that, we were not getting into this right. So full kind of access. Okay, so also like okay, so nobody okay, so like giving okay, you need to take ownership and complete everything and okay push into productions, okay, this kind of things which is not getting. So this is common for everybody. So what we are doing that okay, so get involved with the peers, okay, with the experienced which we are already working on in this field. So get okay, talk to them, understand what is going on, okay. So also get some experience on them, okay, so how to do all those things, what actually working as part of this industry, okay. So simply you can't go do some changes, okay, commit that code and push into production and do some mistakes in that, okay. So obviously people will not do that, so they will not give full access to as well. So what we are doing that instead of doing those period, so how the freshers or the industry first time enter, right? So they need to get involved with the experienced first, get the involvement and learn from them, okay, learn from them, then start slowly start working on it, okay. So that so get into this for 1 year 2 years experience, you will get some comfortable ideas like how software industry is working. So what are the phases are there, okay. So what we need to do, okay. So what are the difficulties and what are the challenges which we'll be facing as part of this industry when we are doing for the project delivery, okay. So these are the things will be come into picture when we are going for okay, so another means 1 or 2 years. So once I did for similarly I also did the same thing. So I am just exploring, means just I'm telling what I did in my experience, okay. So after this okay, so did for okay 2 and a half years in that same industry, I get to understand, but I didn't involve much of this okay project development, okay, like okay, so full-fledged development kind of things, okay. So I just understand the overall how software industry works, how they're building, how they're deploying, how production is working. I got to know some of the ideas. I get involved in some of the projects. Then post that, okay, so let me switch, okay, some of the that means other technologies. Then I thought that, okay, I just moved into some other company, next company. Then based on my previous experience, okay, the project got allocated. I was worked with the team and also delivered or means delivered my project, whatever they assigned. So got some experience. Post that, after 2.5 years to 3.5 years, then I move on to this, okay, next company, which is my third company, which is currently working on, okay, which is banking. So when I get into this industry, right? So I was, okay, getting lot of exposure from that. Okay, so how the industry, real industry is working. Okay, how they're handling all those. Okay, this kind of okay. If you talk about, right, banking, how it is working, like, okay, most of the things, like, okay, how transaction is doing. Okay, so how they are going to manage the things. Okay, with respect to how you need to give your importance, like, okay, with respect to auditing, security. Okay, and for with respect to how to manage the things. Okay, in a process way. So when we are getting to this industry, right, so I was, okay, working on, okay, starting with the understanding the process, what banking process, how it is working. Okay, slowly there are, okay, there are lot of process in this banking as well as for the financial institution, right? So I first of all, okay, so it will take me for, okay, understanding this process for, okay, 6 to 8 months, understanding all the process. Then we started working. Then, okay, it is gone for, okay, 5 to 6 years. Okay, so that was working for my old traditional way, like, okay, SDLC methodologies, like, waterfall methodologies. What we will do, we will deliver the project for every 6 months once. Okay, so then it move on to delivery for 3 months once. Then it come to, right, so around, okay, so 2016, 17. So, okay, we adapted for the agile methodologies. Okay, during that time, so that were, okay, the business also, since it is a, like, okay, it is not like, okay, so kind of, okay, web based application, like, okay, so you need to be commercial kind of things. It is a banking product. Since it is a banking product, so what you need to do, you need to do compete with other market, means other banking, right? So what we have to do, so business also want, like, okay, so we need a delivery fast. So what we have to do, so we adopted for this, okay, agile. So we run a sprint for 2 to 3 weeks. So we will run that, okay, we'll do the delivery within that 2 to 3 weeks. Then after that, okay, slowly, so, okay, so we are delivering, okay, fine. So agile is, okay, more focus on only for the project development. Okay, so how you need to deliver the whatever you developed very fast. How to come, okay, so get into this market very soon. So that time, okay, so DevOps comes into this picture. Okay, so let them, okay, so collaborate developer plus operations. Let's sit together and discuss, then let them work collaborate way. So that in that case, okay, so when around 2018, okay, so we merge everything as a DevOps practice. Then what we have did, so for, okay, so developer, tester, okay, operations, and for the deployment team, everything, okay, as a team. Whatever we are developing within that time period, okay, so we'll automate everything. Okay, we'll deliver the project very soon, means within that time rate, within the stipulated time. So that is how my journey, okay, so from the starting, okay, so when we are going for this traditional way from SDLC, then we move on to slowly, okay, so for the agile. Then even though agile, so only focusing for project development and testing only. So we have some, still we have the gaps for the delivery. Then bring that, okay, DevOps, okay, so work together, and we started. So since since I have started for this area, means career, right, for DevOps, okay, adopting this DevOps principle 2018, okay, starting with 19. So almost, okay, 3 to 4 years we are in the period of DevOps. That is how my, okay, DevOps journey started. Then I slowly, okay, so we started our applications migration for cloud. Okay, 2019 mid of, okay, we got all the approval. So it is very difficult to get the approval from the clients and business, right? with respect to, okay, so they are focusing on more security, compliance, regulations. Still lot of project. Okay, we are running for more than 1,500 projects in our application, in our banking. So since we are some of the countries only we got the, okay, so regulations not approving for the cloud. Still we are running for the cloud, means some of the project in our on cloud one, means on prem only, but few project got approved. Whoever is approved, we are migrating our application into cloud. So we just started for, okay, so cloud journey like this. So our application, it is not like, okay, any of our, it is not a new project. It is whatever it is running already in an on-prem, we are migrating into cloud.
Migrating that to cloud.
Yeah. So this
Awesome.
is how my,
So,
yeah,
Shiva,
my
very,
journey is.
very nicely put together. Uh,
Yes.
and I would suggest anybody watching this, maybe rewind, watch this again, this portion. This is a massive journey, right? From 2007 to 2023. You have seen like maybe two recessions and the entire journey, how companies usually start. First of all, I pretty much resonate with the fact that first 1 or 2 years, I wasn't sure where my source code is being used,
Yes.
when
Yes.
does it get deployed, where does it get deployed? I wasn't getting all that information. Then the agile wave started. People were starting to adopt agile, but not very sure how to do it, how to do every 2 weeks deployment. Don't have the resources and process in place to do those kind of stuff. And once you get onto cloud, you want to adopt DevOps aggressively, but if you don't have those collaborations in place, you're likely to fail or struggle about all sort of things. So, and also the fact that once you get into a bank, 2 points I want to take from this one. You have to learn a lot about security because banking is all about trust, right? If you trust your bank, then you will have your uh, salary accounts there, you will have your home loans there, and you will have every sort of things. If you don't trust them, so trust is the primary thing for a bank. So they will ensure all sort of security practices in their process will be followed, and that's where the opportunity is. If somebody is from a test automation space or somebody is in a security space, they can easily adopt DevOps and cloud practices and build their skills in that space. Another opportunity, still there are a lot of on-prem applications. There are still on-premise workloads running. So that means these are going to be migrated. More jobs and more placements are likely to happen in banking, insurance, these sort of space. Still there are openings. So Siva, can people reach out to you after watching this for any sort of referral they see any position in your company or anywhere in your network?
Always welcome. Okay, so there are, we are running a lot of projects with each domain, okay, with respect to each technologies. So obviously, so still I'm doing it. Okay, so always welcome. We'll help you out.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
expect a lot of calls from my YouTube channel as well. Just help them, anyone who needs where you can assist. So
Yeah,
I
sure.
wanted to understand a bit more what sort of struggle you had to do when you started learning DevOps and cloud. I see a lot of people struggling. People keep asking for roadmap. How should we do? Uh, there are resources, but they are like confusing resources. Somebody will have their own experience, and they will tell that story, or somebody will want to sell their courses or something like that, and then they will talk about that specific course, and they will say this is DevOps. So, what sort of issues you had to face, and how would you suggest if some fresher or someone who is trying to switch into DevOps and cloud from their previous experience, IT experience, what sort of things would you suggest?
Okay, cool. So first of all, okay, so DevOps, okay, I would say like, okay, it is not like, okay, so you need to go and, okay, it is kind of, okay, new technologies, and you need to learn many things from that. It is not kind of things, right? So what the word is coming, right, DevOps, which is already there few years back. Okay, it was there from, okay, if you talk about this, right, it was there from 10 to 15 years back itself, but it is in different way. Okay, so all they did for manual, now we are doing as a automated way. That's it. Okay, so if you talk about DevOps, okay, so when software development started, right, from that time onwards, there are developers, tester, okay, deployment, the person who's going to deploy the application in production and going to monitor operations team, right? So then support team. Okay, these are the things which is already there. So when we get into this, okay, so you want to learn now, okay, so when industry evolves, right? So also lot of tools come into picture. Okay, so what I suggest, right? There are two uh, path we need to think, right? One is for experienced professional, which is already there in the industry. One is the freshers, which means new to the industry.
Entry
Okay,
level.
so when you talk about freshers, right? Okay, so so they are good now. So when I started my career, that time, okay, there is no kind of, okay, cloud, DevOps, okay, automations, not much. Okay. So now the people who will come into this industry, already everything is there. Very super technologies, cloud already there. DevOps practice already there. So people are learning. Okay, so their, okay, delivery. Okay, so also there'll be more to learn. Okay, so when pressure is coming to this picture, right? Okay, into the industry, I would suggest, okay, anyhow they will going to start with cloud and DevOps only. When they're coming to this, okay, industry, in IT industry, almost all company
Some
already
sort of
adopted with,
cloud and some sort of
yeah,
DevOps thing
yes,
will be
yes,
in
yes,
place already.
yes, yeah, already there.
But
Industry
then the
also already
expectations are
adopted.
that you should know
Yes,
and
yes, yes,
able to manage it.
correct. So when people will come, obviously fresher not aware. Maybe they have studied for some of the things in their, okay, college, but real time experience they are not aware. Okay, so when we have started our means career, right? That time it is not there. No cloud, okay, no DevOps. That time, okay, it was there, but it is cloud is DevOps is there, but it was there. Okay, all are manual. Okay, so when now if you take about freshers, right? When get into this industry, obviously they need to start with the DevOps and clouds. Yes, almost all company already there in place. Okay, so in this case, what they need to do, right? So they need to study more. Okay, and also first of all need interest. First thing is I would suggest interest is required. Any field if you go for, right, you need to have the interest for that. When you have the interest, obviously you don't know, so you will not eat also. Okay, you will
Mm,
not sleep also.
correct.
Okay,
Passion has
so
to be developed
yes, yes,
now
yes.
and then.
So
Yes,
yes. So as you said, you have an interest, right? So any field, so you will always focus on how to do that, how to get that. Okay, so this is the way you need to do. So when we are coming to this as a fresher, right? So first of all, they'll think that, okay, so okay, I will start the things. Okay, so okay, I will do some architect role. I will start with, okay, so I will develop all those things. It is not like, okay. So first, it is the fresher. What they need to do? Let them, okay, settle for some uh, minimum 1 year. Understand the process, how software life cycle is working. Okay, then how this each phase integrate one each other. Okay,
yep,
planning, build, planning, code, build, test, deploy, and monitor. Okay, these are the things is there. Typically, these are the process which you are following. Okay, so people has to understand. Okay, so once they get into this industry, okay, obviously I will always, okay, insist whatever I'm doing already. Whoever is reached out to me, right? So I will suggest, okay, take one programming language.
right.
Okay. Take one programming language. It may be Java, Python, or any one of the programming language which is high level language. Okay. Do some practice every day, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, okay, 1 hour. Every day you need to do.
Stay hands-on, stay connected.
Whether you are eating or not, that is different case. But you do your hands on, means
Correct.
study something. Okay. That is the things I need to tell for the freshers. People will say like, okay, so they are forgetting about programming nowadays. Since even though, okay, GitHubs, AI, everything is coming. Okay, so let them. Okay, so even though coming also, right, you need to know what this keyword is meant for,
Correct.
what this logic is work for, what this
You
function
can
is
you
you are
can
doing.
use Chat GPT or anything better
Yeah.
if you yourself have worked on any technology.
Yes. 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 If you know. if you don't understand what static void mean, okay, so if you type it, okay, if okay something, okay, some kind of code is coming, right? So you need to understand what it is. Even though in your applications some bug, okay, if in your program some bug is there, you need to trace out where is the bug, how these bugs is there, how to solve that. For that, some, what you say, like, okay, so kind of basement, basic, it is required. So
So
I would
some sort of
suggest,
passion, one programming language, and
yeah,
bit of troubleshooting experience you should bring.
yes. So when the fresher come into this fresher means industry, right? They need to. I would always suggest take some programming language, do study, travel with this. Okay, 6 to 1 years.
Yeah.
Okay, once you come, okay, complete this 1 or 2 means 6 to 1 year. Then you compare yourself when you are joined and for now. Definitely you will get some improvements. Obviously, I will say you will be master on it.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Then on top of that, only every technology built. Okay. So programming language is base. Even if you go for cloud, even you go for DevOps. Okay, basic programming language is required. It's not like, okay, so first I will go and learn, okay, for DevOps. DevOps, okay, when you go for DevOps, Linux is base. How Linux is built? There are some script is running. So how this script is running? There are some keyword, concept, everything, loop, everything is there. Okay, it's not like, okay, it is kind of, okay, so everything like, okay, I will write it and it will execute. It is not like. Behind everything, there is a program is running. Some process is running. So for that case, I would suggest always people to learn some programming language. Once you're comfortable with the programming language, right? So take, okay, so if you talk about DevOps, right? There are different phases in a DevOps cycle. Okay, development plus operations. I would suggest, okay, so each person learn every phases is not possible. Okay, might be you will be good into some automation kind of things. Might be good into deployment. Might be good into SRE kind of things. Might be you good into programming. Okay, see any one of the phase you can adopt. Okay, so it's like people will be nowadays. The people will be saying, okay, full stack. I don't think so. People will be doing full stack. Okay, not everybody. Okay, so everybody will not do everything. Okay, thing is that I would suggest, okay, so once you learn the things, okay, go with one by one. Okay, if you say like, okay, planning, right? Obviously, no need to do when you are doing planning. Okay, some of the tools which you are using, okay, how Jira, how tracking tool, all those things is there. Well, no need to learn. When you are getting to this industry, it will, you can always know.
Indirectly, you
Okay,
will learn as
yeah, you will know. Okay, then you go to, okay, so take some programming. Okay, so when you are doing right, so what I suggest, right? Build some program, try to
yeah,
deploy into some server.
correct.
Okay, small program. Okay, try to deploy and see how it is working. Same case, it will be in an elaborate manner. We will be doing in industry with different business
That, that,
logic.
that is pretty much like I suggest. I go slightly, maybe you mean exactly the same thing. Build some project. I suggest them build something which is small, but not
Yes,
really very straightforward, not
yes,
like
yes.
just presentation layer. Have
Uh,
maybe CRUD operations, but have
correct,
some backend also. And try to
correct.
you specifically for Linux as well. Like it's very difficult to spend another specifically 6 months learning Linux or 1 year. You build the program in any of the language and then you try to deploy on Linux server. So you stay connected with Linux and that's how you
Correct.
can build your capabilities.
Yeah. Let first, okay, do some means kind of, okay, mistakes. Fine, well and good. So do some deployment. See, first you do what I will say. Okay, write some program. Okay, deploy it. For example, okay, kind of static page. Deploy it and see, hit the URL whether it is working or not.
Okay.
Then slowly include some, okay, database.
Database.
Create some table. Okay, insert some value. The same program, you do some, write some program in the backend program, whatever you learned earlier, like Python or Java. Okay, by using that, okay, do some code operations like, okay, create, delete, modify, do these things. Then you do some, okay, create database and deploy it. We'll see how it is working.
Yeah.
Then if you do that, obviously you will get end-to-end application flow. Okay, so no need to
That,
go and yeah.
that's in the training side, Siva. Do you see those kind of employers there which will have that much patience, people coming and deploying? You are suggesting this during their training and their college time.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that time itself.
Yeah.
What sort of
So
employers like are they uh, flexible nowadays, giving those sort of trainings and all? At our time, they were like, uh, I myself had like 2 3 months of training when I joined. Employer understand that people are coming from college, they don't have the textbooks and the industry requirements are not matching. Nowadays, what is the trend? What do you see? Uh,
okay. Now training. Okay, still we have the training, but the thing is that very limited,
Mhm.
not full fledged. Okay. So my perspective is that I
But
would
a lot of
suggest.
people are there, right, Siva? Sorry, a lot of
Yeah.
people are there competing against each other.
Yeah.
So people who have done the kind of projects that you suggested in their training, they will have that extra edge. They will be prepared for managing those interviews and
Correct. Correct. So that okay, that is there, and also I would suggest people has to do by own.
right,
Always okay, dependent with not dependent with the company training or corporate training.
correct,
Okay, I would suggest, obviously people have learned the things, right? Any of the even for the fresher also, I would suggest even nowadays we have a lot of everything is there in the internet. Let make so you do mix mistakes, do practice. Okay, that is what we are saying. Okay, practice makes men's perfect. Likewise, okay, do that, get the error. Okay, see the error, fix it, again do. Likewise, we need to do our means our project. Okay, our experience, hands-on experience. That is what always try to do your own. So not like okay, do your work for the company. Then evening spend for 1 hour, 2 hours. Yes, then you will do for the for earlier stage for the freshers. Okay, this is for the freshers, right? So when get into deployed everything, obviously you will come to know. Okay, so from end to end, from front end to back end, you will obviously know. So how this we need to develop a code, how to deploy into this any one of the like VM or okay cloud or something like that, whatever the environment which you are taking. Okay, deploy it. Then you see. Then slowly nowadays, okay, industry evolves already. Like okay, so you need to do how to container means do the containerization for that. How to write a Docker, how to write a how to create an image, how to deploy this into containerization. So when you go this slowly, one by one, each phases, right? Obviously, you will get more experience. You will get hands-on more.
right.
So whatever, wherever the possibility, you kind of error which you are facing in your current project, also you will easily understand and you can solve it. So this is the way I would suggest for the freshers.
Questions. What about for the experienced people like
Okay,
who have
yeah,
some experience in IT and now they
yes.
are coming to DevOps and cloud?
When you come into this experience, right? So I have already. So when if you take my case, right? So I was there in for okay. So for 6 to 7 years, I was in development, project development. We'll do development. We will only for we'll do the development. We'll release the source so that operation team will take the source and deploy it. Okay, this is how it will go. Post that, okay, what when industry evolves, right? So I just okay, um, take some role on. Okay, so with respect to productions, I lead some okay teams for the productions. Okay, so how the application is getting deployed into production. So how what are the challenges which you are facing for the productions? So how business okay. So any incident happen, how business okay reacting? How soon we need to solve that business? How that curiosity, right? So that timeline which we have provided, that SLA kind of things. We need to be adopt that SLA. We need to give the resolution as soon as possible. Okay. So when we are doing for the some role, kind of okay 2 to 3 years, then slowly okay. So our company okay started to migrate our application in production. Then we formed as a team okay cloud and DevOps. So there are okay different teams which are sitting for our applications. Okay. As a banking, right? They are following a lot of process. Each team different okay having rights access. We don't get all the access at its place. We'll do that. Okay, So when we are doing right, we slowly started migrating into with the old traditional way into agile and cloud and DevOps space. When we are doing right, obviously what we are doing, we know all the basics already. When we are migrating into cloud or DevOps, we need to understand how these tools and technology is working, how we can apply those tools and technologies in our projects. So where to use which tool? This is how we need to combine contrast. Okay, you need to combine and contrast study. Based on that, see market there are lot of tools are there. We'll not use every tools in our project. So that is how we need to
We need
combine
to, yeah, have
contrast. Yeah, understand. Okay, so which tool for which purpose?
we have to show relevance with the previous experience that we have as
Yeah,
an experienced IT professional. Try to see how which tool is relevant and better to automate the process that we have been doing
correct,
manually so far. And then you can always project, for example, if someone is 5 years experienced, he can say, yeah, I'm 4 years I'm doing something, and last 1 year I'm into DevOps and cloud, and these are the sort of tools we are trying to adopt and show value, understand how applications are being deployed, how you can automate that,
correct.
how an incident is being tracked, fixed, how you can add value to that, understand how what is a priority incident, those sort of things. So bring your experience, make it relevant in DevOps and cloud. Very good
Yes,
thought
yes.
process. Yes.
Relevant it. Compare, combine. Okay, combine and contrast. Okay, just to see that. Then, if you want to, okay, so when you are adapting those tools and technologies, spend time to learn the technologies.
Right.
So this is how for the experienced. Okay, so you can okay, so the this is how you can grow for the experienced persons.
So, Siva, before we move further, can you help someone like maybe fresher, like so that they can reduce the noise? They can say you tell them that focus on these 5 or 6 technologies or tools, a small roadmap for them for the maybe next 6 months time frame or 1 year, so that
Mm,
they are after some time they are ready for the market. Those
yes,
and then they like for example, Chef Puppet, Ansible, or any other deployment. What can they focus on? CloudFormation, Terraform. What can they focus on?
yes,
Cloud. Which cloud they can start if they don't have any previous experience? That sort of quick information.
understand. So for freshers, right? So if you want to get into this cloud and DevOps, mm, okay. If you talk about right for freshers, I would suggest for one year they need to spend for to learn the things, right? Okay. I will say like okay, quickly tell about right. Start with Linux. Okay. Every application nowadays get into this Linux environment. Most of the applications. Okay. Linux always be there. Start with Linux. Once you're comfortable with the Linux, do some practice. Not only study, do some practice. Okay. Once you're comfortable with this Linux, as I already told, you should always learn one programming language. That is always there. Okay. Then one programming language. Okay. Once you've done this, because the programming language, whatever you use, like Java, Python, Go, C Sharp, whatever it may be. Okay. But base would be how programming languages work. Okay. So each programming language base will be same only. So once you learn the programming language, it will be easy. Okay. Easy for to learn any of the programming language. Okay. So learn programming language once. Okay. Once you have done this, right? Think about these SDLC phases, right? Okay. First, okay. Uh, any project, okay, get into our hand or in our team, right? So what we will do, we'll do planning. Okay. Once planning is done, we'll do design, then development, then test, okay, deploy and monitor. These are the phases actually. Each phases, there are a lot of tools which are available in that market now. Okay. What I suggest, okay, when you are doing your programming, right? As I told, take some program, develop some program, any one of the programming language, deploy it. If you see these phases, you are covering development, okay, testing, deployment, and outcome. See how it is working. You will see how you will monitor how it is working, how it is behaving, right? So when you go there, so if you take about these phases, obviously you will also get it from lot of tools from the market. Now I would suggest for few of the tools, right? When you do the programming, right? As I told, take any one, even nowadays any one programming language which you are using for the programming development. For the uh, building that application which you have deployed, okay, mostly nowadays we'll be using, right, Maven and Gradle tool. Okay, take one of the tool how this is behaving. You no need to come and means learn, okay, in depth all those things, right? So how this build tool is working, what they are doing exactly, understand that. Okay, once your deployment means build is done, okay, you need to test that application, right? Okay, so there are a lot of tools. Okay, Sonar, okay, Sonar Cube, how Sonar Cube using, what are the test cases, how they are means, testing cases they are building, how the test research is producing, what are the cases. Okay, so understand about this Sonar, okay, Sonar Cube, how this is working. Okay, once testing is done, okay, so you need to deploy this application into production. Okay, when real, okay, so when you're coming to this deployment, right? Nowadays, earlier we used to deploy into on-premises like virtual machines. Now everything is changed, right? So nobody is doing, right? Okay, so everything is into cloud. I would suggest, right, first learn some cloud technologies. Now, if you talk about, right, cloud, right? Uh, okay, AWS, GCP, Azure. So I started, okay, so when I'm started my applications, obviously we are in a bank, we are using for AWS and Google, sorry, Azure. These two technologies we are means cloud technology which we are using. Okay, so when freshers, just you think means just to see in your organization which technologies, which cloud they have adapted. Like if they have adapted for Google, try to learn Google. If you adapted for AWS, try to learn means learn for AWS. If you adapted for Azure, learn Azure. I would suggest
Stick to where your
cloud.
employer is
Yes,
attached right now, so that
yes, yes.
you will be adding value to the job as well.
Correct. Adding value to the job as well. It is not necessary to, okay, so once you learned these things, you need to learn other technology also. Like, okay, it is not like that. Once you learned any one of the cloud technology, base would be same. You can after that you will compare and learn very easily. That is what I would suggest. Learn which already your company, your organization which you are using. Once you learn the things, and okay, once you learn the things and you try to learn some, okay, how to containerize your application. So how to orchestrate your application. Obviously, this will be come into picture. Okay. So when you are doing for the cloud, I would suggest, okay, take one cloud technologies, learn the things. It is not easy, right? So I was when I'm learning the things, I was wonder, okay, so how AWS did these many services, how developer, okay, developed these many services, how it is working. Really awesome, right? So I was thinking, okay, in my, okay, so since we are doing our application, but we are calling that services, how they developed all those things. It was very vast. Okay. I can't complete for even I study for 5 years also, I will not complete for all those services which you are already running for the cloud. Okay. So I would suggest to take for any one of the cloud, start learning into that, do some practice. That is how people has to start with their career. Then, okay, slowly. When you get into this 2 to 3 years, then you will come to know, okay, some of the, you will get some experience on that. Okay, so slowly, okay, do some practice as well as try to do some certification also parallelly. So it will help for their your career as well as for your for your organization also. So that is how I suggest people will start with their career in your fresher kind of things. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely agree with you. Um, just to summarize, like some of the points that you mentioned, right? Like make it as your passion, eat, sleep, drink DevOps and cloud all the time. You have your lunch or dinner, doesn't matter, but you need to spend some time every day on learning, whether you are a fresher or you are an experienced. After office hours, after college, you have to spend some time doing hands-on Linux, hands-on any programming language. If you are experienced person, lucky enough, pick one of the cloud platform that your employer is using. You stay attached to it, you add a lot of value. Otherwise, if they are using GCP, you get into AWS, it will be conflicting to some extent because eventually they are slightly different, right? So
Correct.
it will be conflicting and you will not be able to add immediate value. Once you have
Correct.
learned one thing, switching to another one will take time, but it will be easier. The transition will be easier.
Yes. Understood.
Absolutely. And I think with that, Siva, we would like to close the discussion. Uh, it's been really tremendous getting so many ideas, so much, and just for the information of viewers, like Siva is also offering a lot of one-to-one sessions on TopMate. I will put those details in the description of this video, so you can book his time, get some ideas from his experience of these many years, and yeah, I'll try to bring more such experts from the industry and conduct these kind of podcast for you. Before we close, Siva, any closing comments?
Yeah. Yeah. I would suggest for the even for freshers as well as for the experienced, right? So technology is evolving more, right? Every day, new technologies, okay, coming into this industry, the world. So what I suggest, learning is the key. Always learning is the key to sustain our okay. So the level, sustain our level, and also the job as well. Okay. And the second thing is that people has to collaborate with the industry experts, go some meetups, attend some conferences. Okay. It is not like okay, you need to pay and go. Lot of conferences every week. I'm going for different conferences. It is always free. Okay. Okay. Find something. Find some time. Go with the kind of okay meetups. You will learn. You will get more insight. Okay. You will get more. I am sure 100%. You will get more insight, and also you will be feel very comfortable. Okay, take those sessions, take those the learnings which you have learned from that those industry people, implement those things, talk to your colleagues, okay, apply those knowledge in your projects, and do some okay. So give okay, you will also okay learn many things from them, and you will also contribute to the community. Share your experience to the community. So you will learn many things, more things again. Okay.
That is the absolute motto of the this channel as well, Siva. If you look at the tagline I have put on the channel, the Sir Isaac Newton once in his book mentioned that if you really have to see further than what others have seen, you have to reach out to the mountains. So you go to the experienced people who have done this sort of thing. Uh, and nowadays, I don't think like for someone to have, for example, have 20 years of experience, you don't have to spend 20 years in the industry. You spend few months with people who have gone through this journey, get the key information from them, understand how they evolved, how they have understood their journey, and then you will have all that experience. Obviously, you won't be that expert, but you will be able to talk about from their experiences as well.
Yes.
Last thing before you go, I have also seen a lot of people, getting some basic knowledge, attending a zero to hero batch on some technology, and we feel very confident until you have built that strong, good, complex solutions. It's you are not hero yet, right? I did my certification and back in 2015, and because of I was the only certified person there, I was put into a cloud project. And when I was there, I realized that things are very different from certifications. Certification is just following some best practices and all, but
Yes.
the actual work is very different. You don't
Yes.
cannot be a hero from just by attending a small course or something. You have to see
Agree.
the actual industry projects, and then you can maybe after 5, 10, 15 years, maybe a hero, maybe an architect, maybe a superhero. But just by the tagline of some courses, don't just call yourself a hero. Just stay a learner all your life. Stay focused, dedicated, and keep learning. Whatever
Correct.
industry is changing, just keep learning all those things.
Correct.
It was very nice talking to you, Siva, to get to talk to you something like this in person. I have been following your content, and I believe a lot of subscribers will now reach out to you for some help. So just try to help in whatever in your
Yeah.
capacity.
Sure. Sure. Let me. I will start my YouTube channel also. We'll do more things in future also.
Definitely. Yeah.
Still already I'm doing for blogs, LinkedIn, Twitter, for other channels which I already mentioned in my LinkedIn. And also you just share my LinkedIn profile with that
I will.
if required,
Yeah.
for the people who will be following in your channels. Then if somebody, okay, I will always welcome the people. I will always helping the people. I
Yeah,
never
yeah, I feel
say,
that sort
yeah.
of thing. Yes.
So I always welcome. Learn the people. Okay, so we will give some kind of sort of guidance. What we are doing, whatever we learn, we are guiding. That's it.
Correct.
We are not giving anything extra.
Anything.
So that is our motto. Just we are guiding the people. Let them grow, and they will happy.
Yes.
That is our motto. So I will always I will be open. Okay, so reach out to me, and as the if people will be there. Okay, I will always ready to help. Okay, so that is our motto. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Siva. Sure. Appreciate you doing so many things for the community. Thank you once again.
Thank,
Bye.
thank you, Sanjeev, for you're also doing many things. Okay, I'm happy for that. Okay, thank you very much for your support and doing the things. Yeah, thank you. Bye.